be recorded and monitored. Your advance pay account balance is $102.84. For customer assistance, billing inquiry, future call, dial 1-877-650-4249. To hear the cost of this call, press 8 now. To accept this call, press 5 now. This call is subject to monitoring and recording. Do not use three-way or call waiting features during this call. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Okay, thank you, brother. To continue the last question, the basic concept that Loch Ness Monster cannot exist because dinosaurs went extinct 70 million years ago. That's the flawed premise. If you start with the assumption the Bible is true, and the Earth is 6,000 years old, and dinosaurs lived with man, and they were called dragons, and people killed them, or they died from climate changes, then it makes sense, hey, there could be a few small stragglers still alive on the planet. As the population of humans increased, especially since the 1600s, I mean, just 400 years ago, there was only 500 million people on the planet. 1/2 million. It's now 7.5 billion. So 15 times it's increased. So I think that, of course, would mean more observers to see this kind of thing, but also more land taken over for human use, and bigger ferocious animals or dangerous animals or things that people perceive are dangerous animals are going to be killed off or driven off. Why did the grizzly bear get wiped out in so many areas? Why did the buffalo get wiped out? You know, the list is almost endless of species that have gone extinct or nearly extinct or certainly been driven out of areas. Nobody wants to live next door to a grizzly bear. So if you're going to build a house, you'd make sure you drive them away or kill the last one, like rattlesnakes or like anything else. So I think that you're right, there's a lot of camera phones, and there seems to be no, at least I'm not aware of any additional evidence of these things. But understand, in some parts of the world, like jungle areas, Indonesia, etc., like that, out in the swamps and stuff in Papua New Guinea, they don't have phones, they don't even have clothes. So yeah, there's still reported sightings there. Missionaries go in there and say, oh yeah, we see those things once in a while. But no sense having a camera phone because there's no cell coverage anyway. Okay. Oh, thank you for the question, Terry.
It was interesting how you mentioned a long time ago how they had round spots on their skin and it was carved on the Inca stones, and also how they were killed with hairballs of grease.
Yeah, that story's in Daniel in the Catholic Bible. The book of Daniel has 2 extra chapters, Daniel 13 and 14. And the story of Daniel killing the dragon is in the Catholic Bible. Very interesting. They put hair and fat, and the animal swallowed it and apparently couldn't digest it and died. That's, I think, the only logical explanation for that one.
Oh, very good. Pastor Hovind, as I'm reading Jedi's question, and he mentions the camera phones, and there's no evidence of anything controversial, I'm reminded of a situation, and I certainly don't believe in UFOs of little green men from other planets, although I think there could be devils/demons, but Pastor Hovind, are you aware of an incident that happened on the Dome of the Rock a few years ago, and it was captured by 3 or 4 camera phones, and does that ring a bell? Anybody ever mention that to you?
No, nothing.
Yeah, when you get out, there's some videos that was taken by 3 or 4 public camera phones. It's called the Dome of the Rock UFO. If it was faked, and I know they can pretty much fake everything, they went to great lengths to fake it, and there was some lights above the Dome of the Rock that it just streaked down from very high up, hovered over the Dome of the Rock, and then took off. And it was done from 3 or 4 angles with, and it looks just, if they faked it and if it was a hoax, they went to great lengths to make sure it was captured from multiple different angles, and I don't think it's been, debunked or de-hoaxed to this day, but in any event, I recommend people look that up, and I don't know what to make of that. I'm not a UFO expert, and it's not my thing either, but it was quite a situation if anybody cares to look at it. Okay, Pastor Hovind, the next question from Jedi. He writes, is the duck-billed platypus a transitional species?
No, the duck-billed platypus is designed to do exactly what it does. We would look at it like it's a compilation of several different features. It has bill like a duck, a webbed feet, has spurs that can, I don't know if it can kill a person or not, but it can sure inflict a pretty serious damage. It lays eggs. It's an oddball creature, that's for sure. But it's designed to do exactly what it does. There is now a 3-wheel motorcycle you can buy, has 2 front wheels and 1 back wheel. It's designed to do exactly what it does. It's not a combination of things. They didn't cut apart 2 vehicles and weld them together. They started from scratch and designed it to, I think they call it a spider or something like that. Okay. There are motorcycles that are designed with 2 wheels and cars that are designed with 4 wheels, and if somebody decides to take those 2 same ideas and blend them into one, it still started with the mind of a designer. And so the duck-billed platypus is designed from the ground up to do exactly what it does. It is an amazing animal. The first one that was ever sent to back to Europe, as I understand, they said, "Oh, this is taxidermy." And they tried to tear the bill off. They said, "This is fake. You sewed that on there." But no, ask anybody who studied the duckbill. They'll say, "Wow, a really cool creature." Okay.
All right. No, thank you. Pastor Hovind, the next, it's basically a testimony/question. Comes in from Eric. And Eric writes, I sent this once, but I don't think it went through. If it did, I apologize. I have a short testimony. I found your videos a few years ago on YouTube at a time in my life when I was becoming depressed with all the scoffers on YouTube saying, "You're so stupid if you don't believe in evolution. I will never lose faith, no matter what, but you have given me confidence to stand my ground and tools to use when they attack with their arrogant lies. Thank you so much for your videos and your hard work." Eric now has a baptism question. He writes, "As a child, I was raised in the Orthodox Presbyterian Church. I got my head wet very young, and I thought I was baptized. As a young adult, I started going to a Baptist church and learned of baptism by submersion. Since it's been so many years since I've accepted Christ, I feel strange about getting baptized now. I know it's a sign of obedience, but I've been going to a Baptist church for a couple of decades now. Just think it would be awkward to suddenly say, 'Oh, by the way, I need to get baptized.' Could you please share your thoughts, Pastor Hovind?"
No question. In my mind, go to the pastor and say, "Pastor, I need to get baptized." And just do it. I think it'll be a great testimony, and I think you'll inspire 6 more people or 10 more people in your church to say, I should do the same thing. Baptism is not part of your salvation, but it is an act of obedience. It was commanded by the Lord, and you didn't do it yet, so go do it. No questions asked. Okay? Hope that helps. Thank you, Eric.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna ignore that for the time being. The phones are quite busy sometimes at Kent Hovind Central.
I have a Bible question if you want to answer the phone.
Yeah, go ahead, babe.
Okay, last night we were watching your commercials that you have on YouTube for your Dinosaur Adventureland, and that's where you were showing that Inca stone that has the spots, the round circles on the skin of the dinosaur. I thought that was really interesting. And another thing is, when we watched those commercials, Racer pointed out that that's probably why you're in jail, because you would have been like the Disneyland takeover. And they wouldn't like that.
Well, Disney definitely has more money than me. But I tell you, Dinosaur Adventureland was absolutely so fun. Here's the thing. Satan has been using dinosaurs as his, catch the children early, get them to believe in evolution. That's his main tool. And for a Christian to come along and say, I think God ought to get the glory for these creatures, that drives Satan and his friends and followers and family crazy. And so I understand full well how important dinosaurs are to the kingdom of Satan. You can get kids that can't even read yet who already believe the earth is millions of years old because of dinosaurs. I think they're God's missionary lizards, and Christians ought to use them for the glory of God. And so, Dinosaur Adventureland was very low-tech intentionally and extremely fun intentionally, and kids went crazy. One family came, spent 2 days at Dinosaur Adventureland and 2 days at Disney. On the way home, the kids said to their parents, "Why did we waste 2 days at Disneyland?"
Okay, thank you so much. This call is from the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office.
I can see why. It looked like a lot of fun.
It was was absolutely so fun. I would be dog-tired after traveling all over the world. I'd get back, I could not wait to get out there and lead tour groups and do demonstrations, and we make the little paper airplanes, and the kids just went crazy over that place. And if I get a bunch of money and get out of here and leave me alone, I've got plans to build a huge one. And I don't think it matters where. It's kind of like the field of dreams, you know. You build it, it'll come. And so we could build this in the middle of the ocean. They'd figure out a way to get there and come to it. There's a whole group leaving here from Milton to go up to Kentucky to the big Creation Museum. They don't care if it costs $300 a piece. They're just going to go, you know. So I think there's a great need, a thirst for the truth, and a thirst for creation-based ministries. And so, yeah, I was working on it last night. I got dreams, and this is going to be Dinosaur Adventureland on steroids.
Amen.
Keep praying and find somebody with a bunch of money to say, okay, Kent, here you go build what you want. Trust me, I know how to do it. I know how to get the government to leave me alone.
Amen. Did my wife tell you about the videos that Tanner helped us locate regarding just some really, really good footage of Dinosaur Adventureland and all the people there, and everybody looked like they were having a fun time?
Yeah, that's what she was just talking about. Yeah. I said, it really was fun. I mean, it was so fun.
Yeah.
And it was so educational, and they learned real science, not this garbage science of evolution.
Amen.
And this poor Amanda wants to change it into an evolution center. No, it's fine just like it is. And you can tell Amanda when we get it back open and win this case, and they leave me alone, I'll give her a tour of the place.
Amen, amen.
You can come. I tell her I speak just I assume her last name's Russian. I don't know. I know probably 20 or 30, maybe 100 words in Russian. But if he's Russian, I'll get my daughter-in-law down there who speaks fluent Russian, and we can. But yeah, I'll give him a tour. I think anybody who honestly looks at the evidence will have to say, wow, this world is amazing, and it was designed, and we should give God the glory. Not a rock. My ancestor is not a rock. I'm designed and created. Ultimately, the original prototype human was from God. That was Adam, and I'm a descendant of him. I'm a child of the King. I'm not a product of a rock. So,
amen.
Be glad to give her a tour.
Very good.
Brother.
All right. Thank you, Pastor Hovind. The next question comes in from Dynamis. And Dynamis writes, I have a question about the dinosaurs after listening to Kent's response to my last question. I heard on a documentary about the dinosaurs that all of the dinosaur fossils / bones that are found are doused in radiation. And they went on to say that the dinosaur bones that are in a museum have a special paint over them to protect people from the radiation that is found on them. This was my first time hearing of this, and I don't remember hearing you ever say anything about this on any of your videos, and I've watched nearly all of them. Why do they have the radiation permeating from them, or is this true? Thank you, Dr. Hovind.
I have never heard that, and I doubt that it's true. They do put a coating on dinosaur bones to prevent them from decaying and decomposing and turning into a pile of crumbs. The guy to talk to about that, who does this on a regular basis for a living, is Joe Taylor up in Crosbyton, Texas. Did I say that right?
Texas. That's right.
Texas. Okay. Joe Taylor his museum is mountblanco.com, MTBlanco.com. He's up in the square part of Texas called the Panhandle, Crosbyton. So you could ask him about the coating, but as far as I know, it is only to protect the bones from oxygen and oxidizing and crumbling. As you dig them out of the ground, sometimes they'll expose part and then go ahead and paint it. It's like just a varnish type material. I've never heard the idea that it's to protect people from radiation. That's a new one to me, and I doubt it. My first reaction is no way. Okay.
Okay. No. Thank you, Pastor Hovind. He also has another paragraph, and I'll read it now. It says, the documentary went on to explain that maybe aliens terminated the dinosaurs to make room for their grand experiment, which is humans. And because dinosaurs were just getting too big for the Homo sapiens to survive. LOL. I only wrote what they said so you could get a good laugh. And they call this science? ? I think that should be the name of your next book. Praying daily and often for your quick release, and if not, I will be there for at least a day.
60 seconds remaining.
I will be there for at least a day during your trial, brother.
Amen. Well, thank you, brother. Aliens, and we're the grand experiment. Tell whoever wrote that book that I have a bridge I would like to sell them. people be so dumb and still be able to walk and breathe at the same time? I marvel, brother.
Amen.
God's good. God's merciful. He lets even the dumb survive.
Yes, he does.
Thank you for the question, and I'll look for you at the trial. Thank you, brother. And you need me to call back, brother? You got more?
I tell you what, let me do some more arranging, maybe give me an hour or so, and we'll get to work on some other things that are going on around here, if that sounds okay with you, and I will have more Bible questions when you call back, and just give us an hour or two.
Sounds great. Thank you, brother.
All right, thank you, Pastor Hovind. God bless.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, that was Pastor Hovind, April the 24th. I do need more Bible questions. He goes through them every single day like candy, and I hate to tell him we don't have more, but when we don't have more, we just don't have more, and there's no point in him calling back. So I'll try to find some more in the next few hours, but you guys are the best source of those. You guys know my email address, ruddavis@yahoo.com. Not only Bible questions, but send in just creation evolution questions, or any questions, actually. How much time do we got left? 23 days, 20 hours, and 11 minutes. God bless every one of you, or at least God bless the children of the King, and we'll continue to make noise and shine light.